like the video, please. Now, if you want to buy the blend files, the link to them are down below. And if you want to learn how I made this, continue watching the video. To do the Disney intro, we need to get the Disney intro, the .mp4 file. Again, there's YouTube downloaders you can go download. Another thing we need is a alpha transparent logo. So I already showed how you can do this in the YouTube section. So if you don't know how you can create your own alpha transparent, go look into that. So we have that, and then we also need the Waltograph Disney, which I have downloaded over here, which you could get from the 1001freefonts.com. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's open up a brand new blend file. So let's delete this cube, X delete, delete this little light, X delete, grab this, Alt R, Alt G. And this time what we want to do is GZ. We want to go upwards. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's go to plus, video editing, Shift A. We want to do movie, and we want to do the Disney. So you want to navigate to that location, which is right here for me. And we can see that it converted the frame rate to 30 frames per second. Delete the video part. And we want to turn on AV sync. Sync to audio. There we go. Cool. And then let's just expand this guy. And we'll end it there. Perfect. Let's go back to layout. Again, you want to make sure this is synced to audio. Layout, Shift A, no, sorry, file, import image as planes. And what we want to do this time is we want to get this What we want to do now is file, import image as planes. We want it to be shadeless. And let's see, where is it? Disney. Here's the movie. Let's go material preview. Cool. So that is what our goal is. Now let's add Shift A. No, let's add file, import image as planes, Disney, and we want to select the logo. In our case, this is our logo. And by doing so, what's really cool is by doing so, it automatically sets up the alpha transparency. So we don't have to worry about that. So we can see it's already alpha transparent. So let's go to camera view. Okay, let's hide the Disney Studios, G, Y, make it go up like that. Let's go into render view. Let's change the world background to actually match the Disney. So let's turn off overlays, clicking that little button. Here's this. And, oh, sorry, no. Here we go. Here's world, color, and there's a little eyedropper. So if I click on the eyedropper, I can click on this. And, oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Click on the eyedropper. Now it's the same. So that's it. Just a cool little trick you can do in order to make it the same color without having to figure it out. So again, it's a little eyedropper right there. Go back to camera view. Cool. So far, so good. So we can see our logo is right there. Let's do G. So the very first thing we're going to do is just we're going to let's see, just move everything into the correct location, what it should look like. Let's do turn on overlays again, Shift A. Let's do text, mesh, text. Oh no, sorry, here's text. Okay, G, S, G, this one. And we want this to be white text. Okay. And let's give it an emission. Perfect. That looks pretty good. Alpha and shader list. Oh, we actually don't want that. We want this to be principal BDSF. So here, let's go into shading. Next shader. Shift A, search. Let's just do diffuse. This guy over here. This guy over here. Don't want it like that. What we want is a diffuse color. So we're going to delete the shadeless, connect color to color, connect BDSF to the shader. Okay, so now if we go back to paint, let's do layout. Okay, so we can see that it's blue right now. But we don't want that. What we want is Shift A. Let's do a light point GZ. Let's do area. Let's do 100 watts. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now Shift A. Let's do mesh. Oh, sorry, let's do light point. Okay. And this one should be pure white. Let's do that. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now let's go back to shading. Projector unit icon. So we have principal BDSF. Now, because of what we want to do, we don't actually want to have it connected to the color. There we go. So now we can actually change the color to what we want. So let's go to render. So that's actually incorrect. Let's change this guy. Oops, wrong one. Go to light bulb. This guy out. Okay. Let's go here. So now the tricky bit is we gotta figure out, let's go like this. Eyedropper, the Disney. Okay, so that is the Disney, but needs to be a bit brighter. So let's just increase the wattage until it looks about right. GZ. Size. Just wattage. What do you think? No, that's actually too bright. Let's go. Around this. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now, if I do G, move this guy over, we can see this guy just really just lights everything up, which is exactly what we want, because when we have the little light that's going to go around it, let's just change the wattage to be a bit smaller. It's going to interact with it, because if we go back to animation, render, camera view, go here. We have this thing right there, right? So that's what this is going to do. Now, there is a little issue, and that's the lighting of it. That it doesn't necessarily matter. Oh, you know what? There's actually something we can do. Let's go back to shading. And what we're going to do is, instead of a principal BDSF, what we're going to do is we're going to do lighting. So we're going to do Shift A, search. Let's get, I think, light path. No, Shift A, search. Texture. Oh, right. So we have the light in here. Okay. So we can do search shader to RGB. So here's the shader. Search, and what we want to search for is a color ramp. Share to this. Color to color ramp. And I'm pretty sure I can just connect this guy to here. Okay. There we go. Okay. So unfortunately that has a bit of a glow. So what we can do is, so here's this, shader to RGB, this, Shift A search, we want a mix shader, and, oops, no X, Shift search, mix shader, Shift A search, we want a emission, Shift A search and emission. So this one is just going to be the color of the castle. This goes here. This one is going to be the light one. Vector is going to come from here. Now shader is going to connect to here. Oops, and we need to flip these. Just drag it to flip it. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Now let's make sure we have bloom selected. I'm going to check on bloom. And for emission here, let's just change this up. So it matches. And it looks like it's a slight blue tint. Yeah, that's about right. Cool. So now that we have that, so if I do G, we can already see, right, that it's interacting with it. What's really nice about this is we don't have to, animate, the light part. So we get some pretty cool effects. Awesome. So going over what's happening. So we have the alpha, so we have the texture here, and there's alpha transparency. That's feeding the mix shader. So we also have a transparent BDSF, and essentially based off of the value of if it's alpha transparent or not, that's going to trigger if this should be triggered, which is, to actually make it transparent. Now the shader over here is the part that's not transparent. So we have the diffuse. Now, if we really wanted to, what we could do is actually have the texture color connected to here. But in order to do the Disney castle, we don't need to do that. So anything that's not transparent, it's going to be this material. Now, because this material is affected by light, we can then convert it to shader RGB. And then here in the color ramp, we can actually figure out what we want the color to be. So we can manually set, okay, like when light is interacting with it, how should it interact? So that's how we can really change how light is interacting with it. Then we have the emission, and then we also have the emission, which again is just more deeper control. So we have that done. Let's just do alpha transparent here. This guy here. So I'm just going to drag this over to kind of, make it look better. Okay, cool. So up next, we need to do the lines. So we're going to do Shift A search. We're going to search for texture coordinate. Okay, Shift A search. And what we want to search next is mapping. Shift A. search, and we want a linear, oh, and we want gradient texture. Okay. So we want the UV connected to the vector. Vector goes to here. Shift A search, we want color ramp. This guy goes to here. And just for the time being, let's figure this out. Let's do the shader here. Okay, so if here's the black, change it to constant. There we go. So constant is pretty harsh colors, but that's exactly what we need in order to do, the holes. So what we want to do is change the Z to -90. Perfect. So now it's going up and down. So we have the gradient. Okay, so white is what's going to be shown. So we're going to do plus, plus. Some of these are going to be pure white. Okay, and then, yeah, perfect. So let's just continue this real quick. Okay, plus 0.92 plus 0.96. Perfect. So I did a bunch of stripes. That looks pretty good. File, save. I want to save this in a safe location. In this case, it's going to be Disney. Save blend file. Perfect. So we have that done. Let's do Shift A, search, and let's do a mix shader. Let's see. Okay, so the factor should go here. So we also want another transparent here. And then we're just going to connect the shader to, right there. And look at that. So now it definitely has the same feel as the Disney logo. Cool. So we have that. So we have the color ramp. And what's nice about this setup that I'm doing is you can just use your own logo if you want to, just by replacing the image. So that's why I'm doing this color ramp instead of manually modifying it. Cool. So we have the texture BDSF. That's good. Shader. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Mix shader. So this one right here, all this is just for essentially the material of it. So now we need to do some animations for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this, and see, control copy, and we're just going to bring this guy over here. And what we want to do with this one, here we need to just delete most of these. Okay. Is we need to do the animation. Okay, here we go. So the shader for this one should connect it to this one. And the shader here should connect to this one. Perfect. So you can see that we can hide this. And the reason why we want that is for the animation. So let's just save what we have. Over here, we want to change this to the graph editor. You're going to see why in a sec. And then right here, we're just going to expand this guy to go up. And what we want is the timeless. We're going to click here. We want to do the timeline. You actually want the dope sheet. So the dope sheet. Okay. Scroll out of here. Oops. So when it's shift, where does it start? The very top, we have this like little dot right there. Okay. So let's start with that. Go over here. Here's the white. Okay. Going to insert keyframe. Now, as this animates, so I think 163 is when it stops. Let's do that. Then right click, insert keyframe. Over here, we're going to do T, and we want this to be linear. So if I go here, okay. Cool. So that is good. So up next is we gotta make it glow as it's going down. So let's go here. So here's the light. Okay, just grab this guy. So Shift A, search. You want actually, we're gonna go here. See, Command V, just drag this guy over. Okay. Cool. So this one does not have any animation towards it. Perfect. Okay. And what we want to do is Shift A, search. We want another mix shader. This guy is going to go right here. So the black bit is what we all know and love right here. Shader. While Shift A, search, we need mission. This guy's going to go right here. And then the shader is going to go right here. Okay. Okay, and then I want this guy to go right here. Now, look at the strength of this one. Go, but this needs to be a bit more blue. Maybe a bit lighter. That's pretty close. All right, that looks good. Okay. Back here. And then this guy also needs a black one on the other side as well. This. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's go here. G. Projector unit. Projector unit. All right. Okay, I need to move this guy down. Say like right there. Let's just hit play. Oh, I think linear is actually wrong. Shoot. Okay, let me go back here. Where is it? Click on this guy. AT. I think this needs to be smooth. Let's try this. Oh, yeah, this needs to be moved out a little bit. G. Okay. That looks pretty decent now. Cool. Going back here. Okay. There's the black one. Oh, here. This needs to just flip. There we go. Okay. Here. Let's go here. So how big is this supposed to be? There. Right there. That. Okay. Try this. Back here. All right, let's try this. This guy, insert keyframe. Okay. Okay. Insert keyframe. Cool. Let's hit play, see if that works. Okay. is. It's going too fast. I think I have to make it parallel to this frame 200. Okay, here. G, this guy right here. Look at this guy. It starts right there. This guy needs to start right there. G. Let's see how this looks. I think the emission needs to be bigger. Let's show this. And here, there's 0. This guy, this keyframe, I can just move it all the way to here. Insert, place keyframe. Try this. G. Cool. So I think our Disney Castle, which in this case is the Blender logo, I think that's looks pretty good. Let's do File, Save to make sure everything's saved. Next is the text. Go here, go to Font, click here, Multigraph. Let's do Blender for YouTube. Okay, let's do G, let's do GX. Okay. I think Blender looks pretty good. Okay. So let's do a new emission. White text. So white text. And then here's okay. Let's do record. Oh, we need the timesheet here. Let's do. You know what? Actually, and no, here. Let's just do timesheet real quick. Try this guy out. Go to timeline. Turn record. G, just grab it. And then it's G again. G, size X. No. Shift S, cursor selected. You know what? Actually, shifts right click. There we go. And I'm going to do it to 3D cursor. Size X. Size X. Kind of like a little square. Show this. This guy G. Okay, this one GY. Here. Emission. Insert keyframe. This also needs to grow as well. But actually, this guy needs to do SZ. No, SY. S. Change the emission. Maybe it's too bright. Look here. Let's do this. Insert keyframe. Kind of goes down a little bit. This guy goes to 0. Nope, sorry, this just goes to 1. That looks pretty good. Of course, there's a little bit more of a start right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Shift A. I'm going to add a circle, size, tab, F, G, Z, S, just a little bit. Delete. I'm going to do new. I'm just going to do spot. This is going to be an emission. Let's see, view, frame all, Shift A search. We want a color ramp. Shift A search. We want a mix shader. Color ramp goes here. Shift A search. We want transparent. USF. Go here. This one go here. Okay. And blend mode, we want to do alpha blend. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay. Strength should be, let's say, 10. Mhm. Yeah, strength should be, let's say, 10. Yeah, let's just X delete. All right. Now we just need the text right below it. Let's do this, Shift S, cursor, Shift A, and we want text, tab, tab, for U2, tab, S, G, S, X delete. Let's go here. Turn on auto keying just for a sec. G. It looks like it's the same texture as that one. So what we want to do is want to do new mission. Shift A search. We want a color ramp. Shift A search. We want a mix shader. This is going to control that. This is the emission. Shift A search. We want where is it? So we're going to connect shader to surface. Now over here in blend mode, we want to be alpha blend. So now you can really see it if you want. So maybe, oh, Shift A search, we want transparent BDSF. It's connected. So now if I go like this, transparent. So, okay. Alpha blend, good. Cool. Oh, shader goes to here. Shift A search, we want to be transparent. Not translucent, transparent, BDSF. Connect this guy to here. Good. So now, well, actually this should be flipped. What? No, no. This guy back. There we go. Okay, that looks good. So here's the mission, and I need to click here, and I think go like that. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. insert keyframe. Fully transparent there. Insert keyframe. Insert keyframe. This. This guy should be here. Insert keyframe. Here we go. Cool. We are almost done. So you have this little light right here. G. It's going to go around it. Okay. Let's do Shift A. Let's do circle. So Shift S, cursor selected. Select Shift to cursor. Okay. Oops. 0. S. GZ. No, GY. Okay, tab B, oh, no, B, X delete, no, A, Shift S, cursor selected, A, E, S. Let's make it like this. Tab. Maybe if I do S, tab, S, tab, new. Let's do bar, emission, 3. And that does not look good. Let's do subdivision surface. Object, shade smooth, tab, Control R, down, Control R, down, tab. Okay, so that looks kind of like what I need. Here's this. GY. No. GZ. Oh, oh. Zero. Okay. SZ. No, SY. Kind of like a little arc. Z, Y, tab, Alt, S, tab. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's increase the emission for this. Okay, strength, increase this a bit. Something like that. 10. Okay, that looks good. Cool. Let's do GZ. We can go downwards, 0. And I feel like this should be lighter. There we go. View, frame all. Okay. This guy. Mission 2, 1. Go. Okay, insert keyframe. Strength. I think it was 3. No, 10? I think it was 10. Insert keyframe. Yeah, I think a little bit more. Let's do 20. 100. Go. Insert keyframe. Okay. Now inside of here, I'm going to go back over here. Here. Insert keyframes. So for the color, going back here. Okay. This guy just needs to be pure white. Good. Now the strength needs to go down a little bit. Insert keyframe. Okay, let's try this. Shift A, mesh plane, S. What I want to do is I want this guy to have the same exact. Let's do new. This is going to do background. This guy to be emission. Oops. Shift A, search emission. Connect this guy to this guy. Delete this guy. Delete. Should be the same as this one. Unfortunately, you can still see it. search. Let's do shapeless. This might work better. Yep, that works better. X delete. Okay. So what I want to do is right here, select this guy. Circle, Shift S, cursor selected. Okay. I have the plane right here. I'm going to tab. I'm going to Shift S, selection to cursor. Aye. This one, Shift S, selection to cursor. Okay. Tab. R, Y, X. There it is. Oh, size Y. Tab. Good. RZ 180. Tab. 2. GX. Tab. RZ. Let's do this guy. Just move this guy. RZ. Tab. GY. Tab. Okay. GYY. GZZ. XX. Tab. Okay. Turn this guy on. Okay. RZ. Okay. Go back here. RZ. Nothing. RZ. GY. Try this. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So up next is I gotta create that little circle thing, which first appears right there. And then of course I have this guy, G. Okay. X delete keyframes, just turn off that. Shift A, circle. Oops, X delete here. Let's do the circle. Shift S, cursor selected, Shift A. Let's do a circle. Tab, F, tab, scale it down. Okay, this is going to go to materials. Let's do, oops. No, I don't want that. Let's do new. Let's do emission. Let's do 5. Should be pretty bright. Okay. And I want the light to follow this. So Command P, parent to object. So G. Good. There's this guy. I want this guy. Go here. G. Oops. This. Control P to object. So now if I do this, GX, GXX. There we go. GZ, Z, Y. G here. Oh, I forgot to turn on auto keying. Shoot. G there. GZ, Y. Okay. GY, X. This. GXX. G. Okay. This one, just have this guy G just completely away. So now if I go here, okay. If I go here, this is the point. That's the end bit. That's the end. Then I can do G, GZ, GY. Try this. Here. Change the strength of this. Insert keyframe. Insert keyframe. Just kind of just get slower. Okay, let's just do 0. Try this. All right, so let's just do this. Go back here. Wow. Okay, the only other thing I can think of is to, in front of all this, let's turn back overlay. Here, Shift S, cursor selected, save everything, Shift A, let's do plane, S. Let's do new. Got this guy over here. This guy should be X, Shift A, search. We want to do a mix shader, Shift A, search. We want a color ramp. You know what? Actually, I don't need a color ramp for this one. I need a transparent BDSF. This guy goes here. Shift A, search, and now we need a emission. This guy goes here. This guy's just plain 0. Shader goes to surface. And this needs to be alpha blend. 0. Completely black, and then we can see it. Okay, let's do here G, S. This guy can do here. Okay, let's do right click, insert keyframe. Okay, this needs to be 0. Good. Let's do insert keyframe. This guy needs to go to 406. Just needs to be 0. It goes to 1 again. Good. Let's try this. Oh, save. Save. I need to save. And there we go. So up next is we got render this bad boy. Let's go to printer icon, go here. I want to go to Disney intro. I'm going to call this Disney intro. Accept. Change it from PNG to FMPEG. Coding. MPEG. Oh no, that's video codec. Container MPEG 4. Audio AAC. Good. File, save, Z solid. Let's do render animation. And here we go. Well, I'm just going to stop this. Oops. Looks like Blender just quit on me. That is why we save. Blender does like to just give up sometimes. Here it is. A little bit worried. Render image. Okay, this is what it looks like. That looks pretty decent. Let's just do, where is color management? Color. Right now it's on standard. How does it look on Filmic? Yeah, I like Filmic better. Yeah, that looks better. Just based off of the lighting. Okay. What's this? Render image. No. Exit. Render image. So that's what it looks like that. And then here, let's try color management. Filmic. standard. Okay. For this render image. Okay. Let's try standard. Let's do filmic. Yeah, no, standard is better. So let's do standard. Okay, is rendering. And let's just do Disney intro. Okay, so there we go. So let's just save this, the shorts. Okay, let's do file, save. Click on the, do file, save as, Disney intro short, save as, cool, click here, and this needs to be 1080 by, oops, forgot, 1920, yeah, 10, 1920, okay, render. That's fine. This needs to move. So this G, put up there. And there we go. Cool. Let's do file, save. Okay. So 1080 by 1920. Let's change this into Disney intro short. Accept. File, save, render, animation. Welcome to the end of the video. Now go watch this video. Go watch the video. Click on it. Click on it. Click on the video. Go watch that video. Click on it. Click on the video.